Autism Awareness Month ceremony. We are going to be starting lighting the fire shortly. But Seth wanted to come out and do the opening. Remember, guys, this is about family, not perfection. So we'll see how this goes. There'll be many pauses during the ceremony to light the ceremonial fire. And then at the end, there'll be another pause so me and Seth can set up to do our little dance. But Seth, why don't you tell you hello before we start to talk? Okay. Okay, guys, I am back. Let us light some ceremonial sage for fire. And we got a really special treat planned for y'all. I haven't had a lot of time to prepare because I've been so feeling under the weather, as many of you light warriors have as well, I'm sure. Make sure this goes real good. We had to make a concoction of leaves because I'm out of sage, so I'm burning Palo Santo. So the reason why we come together today is in celebration of Autism Awareness Month to discuss why so many children are diagnosed with autism. My son being affected by autism is why I have so tirelessly researched this subject, wanting to understand the difficulties my family was experiencing and why. One thing I've learned through my spirituality is there is a divine purpose and reason behind all things. And with that, there's no such thing as senseless suffering. So I really don't know what I have planned to say today. So before we begin, let's just all start by taking a deep breath, right? Breathing in the stress and worries of your day and exhaling faith, clarity, faith in a higher power, faith in the divine orchestration and beauty of the universe. So before we begin, I would like to take a moment to align with each of yours higher selves to make sure that the message I deliver today is a powerful message and one you're most in need of hearing. We're going to work with the Sacred Angel Fire Orb, which is just a translucent orb. Just imagine it over your head. By the way, Courtney Russell is over there behind the phone on the camera, monitoring things for me, making sure things go smoothly. She helped me set up this amazing set, and I'm very appreciative. So, we're going to work with the Sacred Angel Fire Orb. So let's just begin by, and that's just a communication orb to the divine, right? So let's start by calling in our angels, guides, higher self, the Federation of Light, Source, Gaia, the fairies, spirit of the butterfly, as we're all emerging from the chrysalis, right? Angel wing begonia to represent the angels. Also another angel here. The roses to connect with our passed on loved ones. Because our loved ones are never really gone. They've just transitioned to non-physical. Crossing over should be something that's celebrated, right? You've done it 1,000 times, you're going to do it 1,000 more. There is no end to your life. That is the gift our Creator gave us, was eternal life. And if we know that, why are we so afraid of dying? Why third cord, dropping from the soles are your feet, grounding into the crystalline grid of Gaia, which connects through sacred ley lines all over the globe, grounding our energy in, connecting us to all other light workers, doing this amazing energetic work at this time in Earth and humanity's ascension as we move into the age of Aquarius, because that's what all this is about, right? That's why so many people are leaving the planet right now. I would also like you to imagine a bright light enveloping the orb over your head, granting that the orb only be used for divine harmony and the highest good. Also imagine a beautiful white light coming into the corner of the room where you're sitting, enveloping your body as well, protecting us as we do sacred ceremony, setting intentions for higher consciousness truths to absorb into your cells, upgrading your DNA, right? Putting those 10 dormant strands back online, those things they told you in school was junk. God don't make no junk. We were just a flood. Now I would like for you to imagine 6 cords dropping down from that translucent orb, attaching to the top of your head, synchronizing your frequencies, and clearing your energetic chakras. Okay, so let's get into it. The reason we're here today, besides a memorial for Pocus and my beloved Uncle Charles, who just recently crossed over, is to talk to you about ascension and what ascension is. Gaia, which is Mother Earth, right? Our beautiful host, but that is what she is. She's our host, right? And we should treat her as such, respectfully. Gaia in humanity is moving through a place in space called the galactic center. And in the galactic center, as we move through, the energies are higher, which means things of a lower vibrational frequency will not be able to withstand these higher energies. Things that are based in separation, lack mentality, things associated with dualisticness. We're moving to a higher vibration, because that's what a dimension is. You must understand, a dimension is not a place. It's a state of consciousness. So when I talk to you about moving into 5D, you're not going anywhere. You're going somewhere in your mind. People are beginning to understand these higher consciousness truths about death and reincarnation, and that your soul is eternal. They're beginning to discover that we have been lied to all throughout our history, right? You know, the Hopi Rainbow Prophecy says it best. The Hopi Indians have a prophecy called the Rainbow Prophecy because they knew that the world the white man was building when they forced him out, because the white man did not discover America. People were already living here. Let that clue you in, and Chief Ayano is here. Let that clue you in that if someone was already here, they didn't discover it. They just ran the people off. But the Hopi Indians knew that the world the white man was building, and I don't mean anything racist by saying white man, you know what I mean, was in out of order with divine alignment and divine arrangement, right? For the Indians knew, like, they didn't own Gaia. They didn't own any pieces of Gaia. They traveled all around Gaia, understanding that she was their host. She was not their property. She was not to be owned. So the Hopi Indians knew that when we got to a place in our evolution, like where we are now, passing through the galactic center where the energies are higher, he knew eventually humanity and Mother Earth would have to ascend. And those things that were not in alignment with unconditional love and oneness would fall away. And that's what you're seeing now. Imagine, if you would, as I take you down my twisted little rabbit hole. Remember, I'm not trying to get you to agree with me. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm merely sharing with you my perspective, because you must remember, perception is everything. What you believe about your world is what you experience in your world. You create your own reality. And the thought comes first before the manifestation. So all of you waiting to believe it when you see it, you're out of luck. You have to believe it first if you ever wish to experience it. So, let me tell you my story of how my beautiful light warrior, Seth Dorn, his soul contract, why he's here, and why so many other children like him being diagnosed with autism, what their purpose of their existence is in this time in our great evolution. So, ages ago, a call was put out through the galaxy, right? The clarion call, asking people, souls from other dimensions and other places and other spaces, from the seas, from every possible thing you can imagine, to help humanity and Mother Earth. Because humanity, this is a prison planet. You're a prisoner. If you have a third dimensional understanding of the world around you, you are a prisoner. You have a fifth dimensional understanding of the world around you. You're still living here on this prison planet, but you're free in your mind. That's why everyone who's ascending is slaying their ego right now. Right? Everyone is slaying their ego right now, slaying the shadows. The ego is the thing that it keeps you, all your limited beliefs and all the things that tell you, all the things in your mind that tell you not to do, try, or have, because it's not possible. The ego wants to keep you safe, right? Wants to keep you safe. So it tells you, don't try, because it won't work out. Don't believe, because it's not possible. So right now, everyone's slaying their ego, breaking out of the prison of their own mind, the prison of their, and that's what it is. When I say we live in a prison planet, it's because we've allowed ourselves to believe the lies we've been fed about how the nature of our universe and how it operates. All the great books were burned about the true history of humanity. People were disconnected through their intuition deliberately. In fact, that's why women have always been given a bad rap. Women are associated with the emotional body, the intuition. And that's why all throughout history they've been downplayed. Because the powers that be don't want you to know the power of your intuition. Because your intuition's connection to your soul. Right? So, basically, a call was put out through the galaxies, asking for volunteers. I am one such volunteer. And many of you who are watching this are one such volunteers. The crystal children that are being born right now, the new souls that are coming to our planet, are volunteers holding a higher vibrational frequency to overall help with our ascension. So basically, a call was put out through the galaxy. People answered this call. Children diagnosed with autism, don't you ever ask yourself, why in the world, what happened? Is it something in the water? 1 in every 100 children gets a diagnosis of autism. 1 in every 100. And many of you have a third dimensional understanding are thinking, oh my goodness, what a tragedy, all these disabled children. But it's not the case. The children are not disabled. They are not broken. Yes, they are very different. Children that answered the clarion call and agreed to help with humanity and Mother Earth's ascension right now, the ones who agreed to take on the difficulties associated with autism did that for 2 reasons. 1, to expose social injustice associated with the vaccination process. Because with the large amount of children being diagnosed with autism, people started looking at vaccinations, which are poison. Hate to break it to everybody. Poison. The government is poisoning you with vaccinations. If you doubt it, meditate, go within, learn to listen to your intuition. It'll tell you. Not a secret. Anyway, so many children are diagnosed with autism. So people started looking more closely at the vaccination process, right? And what they discovered was not only are our children being poisoned with harmful contaminants, but so is our air, food, and water. So autistic children agreed to take on the difficulties associated with autism. Number one, to expose social injustice associated with the vaccination process, which raised public awareness to get to look at all the other things the government might be doing to us, right? And number two, and this is the beautiful part that I love, autistic children hold a higher vibrational frequency, and most of them cannot communicate with the outside world, so their mind can't be influenced. So it's not a handicap, it's not a disadvantage. It's so society didn't screw them up like they've screwed all of us up. That's why we're having to do so much shadow work. Because the dysfunction we were all raised in. And there's no victims here. Make no mistake, there are no victims. We chose difficult life experiences to incarnate into because the purpose of a soul is to evolve and grow itself. Life is not all about rainbows and butterflies. It's not supposed to. Because the point of this earthly experience is soul growth. In the 1,000 times you've incarnated, each time you make contrast before incarnating of the life lessons you want to learn, the things you want to experience. You pick your family, and most times we pick very dysfunctional families to be birthed into because they're going to offer us the most experience to grow. Because that's what all of us do our whole adult life, is try to overcome our childhood, right? Before we go any further, let me say this. My son is 13, and all my life I've cried because we never go into a store and he want to go to the toy section. He wants to go straight to electronics and get movies, and that's it. Today, as a gift to Mom, he ran to the toy section. Courtney, why is that working? And he got this. It's the end of the month and I'm watching my budget. I didn't know when I got to the register it was $60, but Spirit said, just did it. It's worth it with my son. So, you know, I keep telling you I'm doing my shadow work and just trying to form a better bond with my kid. It's working. It's working. He helped me design that. Isn't that amazing, right? The pets are supposed to be sprinkled on it, or the squirrels, but I've got a lot going on here, guys, in case y'all can't tell. And I'm limping around because I'm wounded, so we're getting through it. So, Dolores Cannon, Spirit's here, Jackson Gordon. Dolores Cannon is an amazing author who talks a lot about the volunteers that came here, the 3 wave of volunteers. These children are born of a higher vibration. They vibrate higher. That's why they're very sensitive to noise and to sound. They don't see the world the way we do. They're very different. They speak telepathically, right? Start paying attention to your autistic children. Try to communicate, because like my son doesn't speak, but we still talk, right? We still talk, even if I'm just talking all the time to him. I know he understands what I'm saying. But I can say things with my mind, like quit biting your nails, or stop doing that, and he does. So start playing with your autistic children this way. Start giving them instruction just in your mind, and start seeing if they're looking and paying attention. These children are not defective. They're here to help with our evolution. And you're going to see a lot more of them coming to our great planet. They're light warriors who answered the clarion call. And I am grateful entrusted with the care for. We are a high vibrational light warrior family, and this is what our world's coming to. Take a good look, because as we move into 5D, you're going to see a lot more weird like this coming out of people. Right? Right? Life isn't about butterflies and rainbows, always. It's about being family and coming together and rising to the challenge and being the change you want to see in the world. Being an inspiration to all those around you. And all of you, I hate to break it to you, everyone's ascending. A lot of souls are leaving the planet right now and choosing to check out and ascend through transitioning to non-physical. Everyone is ascending. And all of you with a third dimensional understanding right now that see myself and giggle, this is what our world is going to. Beautiful. Unconditional love and oneness. Your loved ones on the other side who are leaving right now. Look, and we're doing a memorial for two now. It's Victor Michael Charles and Pocus, right? You can still connect to your past or loved ones. My late husband is in the tree there, Kenneth David Dorn. He's one of my guides now on the other side. You can still connect to your past or loved ones. No one's ever really gone. They're an energy, they're a frequency, they're a vibration. So learn how to attune yourself to their frequency and get their guidance, because quite frankly, I didn't want to know much my late husband knew when he was incarnated, and he didn't know that much, right? And he had a little temper, a little attitude. But now that he's on the other side, and he's got the higher view, of course I want his wisdom. So I'm always researching and studying how to connect, like rose petals. Rose petals are a good way to connect to your ancestors, your past and loved ones. You want to work with their energy, get some roses put in your house. Intention is everything. Intention is everything. I connect with my past and loved ones because I set the intention and I believe it's possible. And my belief is what makes it possible. My belief is what makes it possible, nothing else. Intention is everything. You can create whatever kind of world you want to live in. I create a beautiful world where I believe in fairies. No, I do not think if I say fairy enough, one's going to fly through my window. But I do know that I can connect with the energy of the fairies, get their magic, their wisdom, their medicine. So I'm always speaking of dragons. I make it a point to say the word magic 50 times a day. That's how I'm able to create. Create a world that's beautiful. Create a world that's magical. You should see the supernatural things that happen at my house. And why is that? Because I set the intention, speaking out loud to the universe that I wish to experience these things. My belief is strong. And then I just have to vibrationally align myself. Because when you want to experience the invisible realms, you have to raise your vibration. Because they vibrate higher. So you have to learn how to raise your internal frequency. Right now, we have a great opportunity with the internet and all that to find out all this wisdom that's been hidden from us for so long. Use this opportunity to educate yourself now, because if you think there's not coming a time where they're going to burn the books again, you're wrong. You're wrong. Everyone is ascending. Whether it be through the death experience, transitioning to non-physical, or through learning these higher consciousness truths. Happiness and high vibes is contagious. And light workers are stationed all around the globe on strategic ley lines, like the military base where I'm at, because all governmental structures and military structures are built on these sacred ley lines, because the powers that be know how these things work, right? So all of us light warriors are anchored in, and what we are doing is, as we're moving through the galactic center, the energies are higher, right? So they're sending the light through our central sun. But they can only send as much light is we have the capability to ground in, right? We have to be able to ground it in. So you're actually like a conduit, right? They send it from the heavens, you absorb it through your crown, and then with deliberateness and intention, you set the intention to ground it into Gaia. They can only send as much light as we can ground, right? So as everyone slowly raises their frequency, and they're doing this by hearing these higher consciousness truths. For children such as my son, taking on the limitations associated with autism to raise public awareness about the vaccination process. For people seeing politics explode, the truth about Hollywood and the sickness that goes on there, even Walt Disney. Do your own research, I don't know. But we're all ascending. And it's a beautiful time in our evolution. And I'm out of bubble stuff. Pour some bubble stuff in there for you. So, what we're getting ready to do, and I feel so disorganized today, like, man, I'm so scatterbrained, like, thank goodness I'm channeling because I am not prepared for this at all today. It has been crazy fun. You know, I'm learning to work on my shadow aspects, that I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to share with you my energy. My son's energy. Courtney's energy. My pet's energy. I'm here to make your day, your life a little happier. I'm here to tell you higher consciousness truths, to activate those dormant strands of DNA. In fact, I know I get on my parents' nerves sometimes because I'll just like say the craziest stuff to strangers. And my mom's like, oh my God, they so weren't ready for that. And I tell them all the time that I'm not saying things to people trying to get them to believe me. I don't care if you believe me. Your body's a smart body. And once these higher consciousness truths are spoken, I've done my job. Because your cells are always listening. And what triggers those dormant strands that you were told in school were junk DNA, what triggers them to start plugging back into the corresponding chakra, is when you hear higher consciousness truths. The cells listen, and it activates it activates the dormant strands of DNA. So this is why I tell you this stuff. Sounding however you think I sound. Because once your body's heard what I have to say, my job is done. I have activated you. I always tell people, especially if you don't believe the stuff I say, doesn't matter, I've done my job. So this is why I do this. Not to convince, not to change your mind, not just to activate your dormant strands of DNA, because I'm a light worker and that's kind of my job. So I'm just doing my job. You know? And I love each of you who've been supporting me and my son. And I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. So we're going to do a sound bath. This message was so disorganized. We're going to do a sound bath where we work with Archangel Metatron's violent flame of transmutation, transmuting our lower vibrational fears into faith. And then we're going to pause it, and we're going to put on a song, and we're going to do a dance for my uncle who loved dancing, and he just crossed over 2 days ago. So if everybody would just take a deep breath, breathing in the stress of your day, breathing in your fear, and exhaling faith, clarity, and knowing. Call in all our past on loved ones aligned with the highest light on the other side. Uncle Charles, my late husband Kenneth, all your ancestors. desire to work with. Like I set the intention now. For those of you longing to connect with your family members on the other side, that they make their presence known. Earth is a free will planet. Your angels can watch you fail at your life miserably, and they cannot intervene on your behalf without your permission. Give your permission daily. I do a gratitude list every day. On it, I say, thank you, angels, guides, higher self, Federation of Light, Source, and God, for acting on my behalf for the highest good of all. That way I don't have to figure out the details. Remember that. Your angels want to help you. But Earth is a free will planet. Give your permission daily. So I set the intention now that all of you who want to connect with your past or loved ones on the other side, especially you, Aunt Kathy. I know you want to talk to Mom. Aunt Karen wanted me to let you know she's here. She's in the house. She's with Uncle Charles. They're somewhere back there in that yard. To call in all our spirit guides on the other side of the animal origin, like Pope is. Hey, Pope. We love you, Pope. Pope is going to reincarnate back to me in a little red Maine Coon. Spirit promises to give me the funds for that. So when Pocus is up for reincarnation, she's eligible to reincarnate. I will get the funds for a little red Maine Coon. And just to let you know, I had a Shih Tzu who's up there at the very top named Pookie Magoo, who I knew I was going to have to put him to sleep, and I asked Spirit for a year, once a week, if he could reincarnate back to me. And he did. He reincarnated into my female black cat, Georgia May. Anybody who would like more details on how to confirm that your passed on pet has reincarnated in your new pet, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to discuss this matter further. So I'd like to call in Archangel Metatron and his violet flame of transmutation. Archangel Metatron, we thank you for being here for sacred ceremony. We are the violet flame. We are the violet flame. Action in us now. We are the violet flame. To light alone we vow. We are the violet flame. In mighty cosmic power, we are the light of God, shining every hour. We are the violet flame, blazing like the sun. We are God's sacred power, free everything. Where the Scorpio full moon starting. We'll be having a ceremony Tuesday night at the witching hour. See, Spirit, I would like to use this Andorra crystal bowl now. Andorra crystals are the technology that powered the great city of Atlantis. It's a technology. That's why my moon ceremonies are so powerful. I'm working with a crystal technology. Andorra dials into a frequency that opens up the space of creation. It opens up a portal straight to the space of creation and allows you to put your intentions into it and make them manifest that much quicker, like supernaturally crazy quicker. So I would like to set the intention for each of you watching today that you get the benefit of my understanding when it comes to fifth dimension and telepathy. I, being a Scorpio is represented in the tarot by the death board. I am the astrological sign that gets death and transformation. I actually look forward to when someone crosses over because I know that they can become one of my guides if it's in their life plan. You know, I say this all the time. Your invisible team on the other side is there to help you. But you have to know the language the universe speaks if you wish to get its guidance. For example, Spirit speaks to us through nature and numbers. People that let a bug or bird fly by them when they're needing guidance without Googling what is the spirit meaning don't realize that's what the magic is. Magic is not some elusive thing. Magic is understanding how to work with the heavens and in conjunction with the invisible realms and then doing it. Thank you for opening that portal of creation and giving everyone who sees this video a new, improved understanding of unconditional love and oneness and what fifth dimensional living is, and death, dying, and transformation. Because unfortunately, people get used to experiencing loss because there's a lot more coming, and that's not scary. Your loved ones aren't gone. They just didn't want to ascend with Mother Earth and humanity in their physical body. They wanted to transition. That is a choice. That is someone's choice. It's a contract they make before incarnating, and nothing interferes with that. So, in those instances where prayers just aren't enough to save the people you love, understand it was just their time, and expect to experience a lot more loss. Learn to be okay with it. Learn about reincarnation. Right? Okay, guys. So I would like to thank all our guides, everyone who showed up. I'm ending this because, I think I've said enough. And me and my son still have to do a dance, which I'm a little nervous about. So, I'm going to pause the video, and then I will be back. No! Courtney would get ready to stop instead of pause. I'd kick her butt. Hold on. I keep the wrong button. I love y'all.
Just another 2 lines.
This is for Pocus and my uncle, that handsome one right there. And that's my mama. Are we in the video? Yeah? Are we in it? So you set me on the creek bank to lay in the shade. Chewing on a hickory twig. Pass and follow, I'll have me a swig. I ain't got a lot, but I think I got it in hand. I'm just laid up here in a country state of mind. Getting me fish like they're going out of style. Drinking this homemade wine. Hey, if the sun don't come up tomorrow, people are having a good time. I'm just laid up here in a country state of mind. I bet the old man's in the kitchen. He's got my time music on his radio. I'm drinking his beer and dining up to sleep with mine. I'm in a white coat, probably in the dining room, trying to use the phone. Then I'm thinking about that girl and lady tonight. Pick him up. I'm just laid up here in a country state of mind. Yeah, I'm catching these fish like they're going out of style. I'm drinking this homemade wine. And if the sun don't come up tomorrow, people are having a good time. I'm just laid up. Okay, we did that because my Uncle Charles loved to dance. I love you, Uncle Charles. Give me some wisdom from the other side. Courtney wants to say hello. We love you. Bye. Good job, guys.